For precisely 72 seconds, the universe screamed at us. Imagine a signal piercing the silent static of deep space, 30 times louder than the background hum of the cosmos. It wasn't random noise. It was structured. It was powerful. And it came from a seemingly empty patch of sky in the constellation Sagittarius. For over 4 decades, we have aimed our most powerful instruments back at that same spot, listening with breathtaking anticipation, only to be met with absolute, unnerving silence. The signal came once and never again. We don't know what it was, who sent it, or why. We only know that on a summer night in 1977, something out there got our attention. It was a cosmic message in a bottle, a burst of energy so peculiar and so perfect that the astronomer who discovered it could only scribble one word on the data printout. Wow! The story begins not in the depths of space, but in a field in Ohio, at the Big Ear Radio Telescope. This wasn't a sleek, modern dish, but a sprawling, strange-looking array of metal, like a giant's erector set. Its job was simple: to listen. It was part of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, or SETI, a project scanning the heavens for any sign that we are not alone. On August 15, 1977, a volunteer astronomer named Jerry Amon was doing his duty, sifting through reams of computer printouts from the telescope's observations a few days prior. The data was a mind-numbing grid of single digits and letters, representing signal strength, mostly ones and twos, the quiet hiss of space. But then, Amon's eyes froze. In the middle of the mundane data was a sequence that shouldn't exist. 6EQUJ5. This wasn't just a random string of characters. It was a code for intensity. The numbers 1 through 9 represented rising signal strengths, and the letters A through Z represented even higher levels. A 6 was strong. An E was incredibly strong. A U was off the charts, the most powerful signal the telescope could even register. The full sequence, 6EQUJ5, showed a signal that started low, rapidly peaked to an incredible maximum, and then faded away. This bell curve shape was crucial. It perfectly matched the profile of a fixed, extraterrestrial source being scanned by the Big Ear telescope as the Earth rotated. It meant the signal wasn't some glitch or a passing satellite. It was out there, and we had just swept past it. The entire event lasted 72 seconds, the exact window of time the Big Ear could observe any single point in the sky. But what truly made scientists' hair stand on end was the frequency. The signal arrived at 1420 megahertz. To an astronomer, that number is sacred. It's known as the hydrogen line, the frequency at which neutral hydrogen atoms, the most abundant element in the universe, naturally emit radio waves. Because this frequency is a fundamental constant of physics, scientists have long theorized that any advanced civilization wanting to broadcast its existence would use it as a universal hailing frequency, a cosmic dialing code that anyone, anywhere would know to check. The WOW signal wasn't just loud, it was broadcasting on the exact channel we predicted aliens might use. Immediately, the search began. Astronomers frantically pointed the Big Ear back to that spot. Nothing. In the weeks, months, and decades that followed, over 100 different studies have aimed some of the world's most powerful telescopes at that region of Sagittarius. They found only silence. Every attempt to find the signal again has failed. This one-time nature is perhaps its most baffling characteristic. If it were a natural phenomenon like a pulsar, it should repeat. If it were an intentional beacon from another civilization, why broadcast for only 72 seconds on one single night and then go dark forever? Naturally, scientists have tried to find a terrestrial or natural explanation. Could it have been a secret military satellite? Unlikely. The 1420 megahertz frequency is internationally protected for astronomical use precisely to avoid this kind of confusion. Could it have been a signal from Earth bouncing off a piece of space debris? Possible, but it wouldn't explain the signal's perfect rise and fall profile or its incredible strength. For years, the mystery deepened. Then, in 2017, a new theory emerged that seemed to solve it all. A researcher proposed the signal came from the hydrogen cloud surrounding a previously undiscovered comet. Comets are, after all, natural objects, and they do have massive hydrogen envelopes. For a moment, it seemed the case was closed. But the scientific community pushed back. The comets proposed as the source weren't actually in the right part of the sky at the right time. Furthermore, no comet has ever been observed emitting a signal that was so powerful and, crucially, so narrow-banded. The wow signal was a sharp, clean spike on the radio dial. A comet's hydrogen cloud would be a much broader, messier signal. The comet theory was largely dismissed, and the mystery snapped right back into place. So here we are. We're left with a 72-second recording of the impossible. A signal with all the hallmarks of an intelligently designed message, sent on the very frequency we'd expect, from a direction in space with no obvious candidate stars for at least 220 light-years. It was a whisper, or a shout, that broke the cosmic silence for just over a minute. We don't know if it was a greeting, a warning, or just a cosmic accident of unimaginable odds. Perhaps the most haunting possibility is that the signal wasn't a beacon, but a stray transmission from a civilization that had no idea we were listening. And in our frantic search to hear it again, all we've proven is that we are still alone in the quiet.